From time to time throughout history, man has relied on guidance from beyond. At the times of greatest need, man has realized his smallness and turned to a greater power. As mankind courts self-destruction in this modern world, he has a choice. Does he continue to grope through the darkness on his own? Or does he accept the wisdom that's offered from the spiritual realms? It's my pleasure to introduce to you the most unique experience in the metaphysical and psychic field, the Council, deep catatonic trance psychic William Allen Lepar, and Saul. The cornerstone of this experience is the Council. The Council consists of 12 spirit entities who have offered their service to us. Though they once walked on the earth as we do, they evolved beyond the need for physical bodies and exist in one of the highest spiritual realms ever to contact mankind. To understand how the Council can communicate with us from the celestial realms, one must be introduced to the deep catatonic trance process and the remarkable abilities of psychic William Allen Lepar. The trances of Mr. Lepar are among the rarest paranormal experiences known to modern man. The deep catatonic trance is an altered state of consciousness through which Mr. Lepar allows the Council to speak to mankind. Mr. Lepar's trance is unique in that his body becomes completely rigid and immobile, and his body functions slow to the minimum level required to sustain life. Mr. Lepar's deep catatonic trance has been authenticated by medical doctors, psychiatrists, and psychologists. Mr. Lepar's first trance, which was a private trance, occurred in 1970. Since then, he has received over 1 million words from the Council. His first public trance celebrated this achievement. Unlike other channelers, Mr. Lepar waited until a substantial body of information had accumulated to ensure that the trance information was accurate, consistent, and uncolored by his personality before making the trance available to the general public. This accuracy and consistency has been verified through computer-aided textual analysis. Saul is a non-profit volunteer organization composed of individuals from all walks of life. The Saul organization is responsible for preserving and presenting the trance information to all who wish to enhance their spiritual perspective. All of this information is recorded and transcribed by the Saul Associates, who are directly responsible for ensuring the integrity of the trance information. Textual analysis is accomplished through a network of computers with a capacity in excess of 140 megabytes. The computer network processes and cross-references the enormous amount of channeled information received from the Council. Saul's computers are more powerful than those required to operate a metropolitan newspaper. Another activity of Saul is the Research and Study Group. These volunteers formulate and pose questions to the Council on specific topics. One such topic, life after death, took 5 years to complete. The wisdom contained in the 1,000,000 words of the Council's trance communications covers a fascinating array of topics. Life after death, the ancient civilizations of Mu, Lemuria, and Atlantis, the spiritual reality of the animal kingdom, the origin of mankind, the power of sound and music, mysteries of the universe, the time-space continuum, startling insights into AIDS, and much more. This intriguing information from the Council is now available to the public through Saul's membership program and through lectures and workshops given by Mr. Lepar. Saul's membership program offers the public the opportunity to read unedited transcripts from the trance communications by borrowing trance lending library files. Saul also publishes a quarterly newsletter as well as numerous books and tapes. At this point, I'd like to explain in some detail the process of the deep catatonic trance. The Lepar trances are truly extraordinary. His movements to the trance site are purely instinctual. Before he even lies down, he's in an altered state of consciousness. To the observer, little appears to be occurring once he's in position, but within the body there's much activity. During this induction phase, and increasing throughout the trance, twitching of the closed eyelids and rapid eye movement can be observed. Also, during this induction phase, there are chemical changes in the entire system, and in the brain, alterations in the electrical impulses that have been likened to a violent electrical storm. One of the most visible and unusual aspects of the deep catatonic trance is Mr. Lepar's hyperventilation. This rapid, deep breathing occurs for two reasons. First, to clear the lungs of any possible congestion, and second, to alter the blood chemistry. What occurs within the brain at this point is similar to a grand mal seizure. This is a short-circuiting between the right and left lobes of the brain, which causes a seizure-like rigidity in the body. After this occurs, the connection between Mr. Lepar and the council is complete. An additional period is required to secure the link in the safest manner. At this point, the council is now ready to speak. The council gives an opening statement, and then a question and answer period begins. At the end of the trance, the council breaks the state of coexistence with Mr. Lepar. For several minutes, Mr. Lepar will be disoriented and have extreme difficulty regaining the use of his motor functions. He remembers nothing from the time induction began until the moment he awakens from the trance state. In order for Mr. Lepar to become aware of the information revealed by the council, the Saul organization will replay tapes of the trance for him. If you or your organization is interested in further information about the council, Mr. Lepar, his lectures and workshops, Saul, the membership program, or for the opportunity to co-produce a trance, write to Saul, Post Office Box 2276, North Canton, Ohio, 44720, for specific information and requirements. And now sit back and allow the wisdom of the council to stimulate your very being and broaden your horizons. Ladies and gentlemen, Saul proudly presents a very special experience.